Welcome back, folks, to another rebuild, and this week we will be going over to Spurs, where Ange Postecoglou, do excuse me for the pronunciation, is really struggling with this English club after being the first Australian stroke Greek manager in the Premiership. And we're going to be doing this rebuild over the next 5 years, but with a twist. As Postecoglou is a dual nationality, we will only be allowed to sign players from either Australia or with an Australian nationality or Greek nationality. So that is going to be a challenge in itself. But can they, in the next 5 seasons, claw themselves off from near the bottom, where they are currently 8 points from a relegation zone and doing a lot worse than Manchester United, and bring them back to the top of the league where they surely belong? They are predicted to finish 7th by the media prediction, and we've also got a transfer budget of £5.7 million, with the majority of the budget already been spent, I'm guessing, in this window already. So we're going to continue it on. We are going to spend in the first window, as we're going to try and get as many Australian and Greek players in as possible. They have enjoyed the best time in the 1960s, but are currently enjoying a frustrating 15 years without a trophy. Now, if we can win one trophy in the next 5 seasons, I'm sure Spurs fans will be more than happy with that. With the favoured formation currently this, which I'm on board with, as you know from all my other rebuilds, this is my go-to. But if we can think of another one, then we will do. In future rebuilds, let me know down in the comments who you would like to see rebuild, and then possibly a formation maybe that you would like me to try out. Because to be perfectly honest, I'm at a loss. This is my go-to, like I say. So it is quite weird for me to change from this, but we have done it in previous ones and they have been relatively successful. Daniel Levy wants us to sign players under the age of 23 for the future. Well, we'll see what we can do. Develop players using the youth system. Again, we'll see what we got. We can only sign in. We can probably bring in youth players. If we have any signings, they have to be Australian or Greek. Do not sign any players over the age of 30. That could be difficult depending on the quality of the players that we find. But he's not asking for too much. He wants us to reach the latter stages of the Europa League. They want us to qualify for the Europa League minimum again, reach the latter stages of the FA Cup, be competitive in the Carabao, so they're not too particularly bothered about that, and work towards being self-sustainable. They want us to qualify for the Champions League for the following season. Do they want us to win anything? Win a domestic cup, 25-26 season. Okay. So we'll start off with the finances. They have got 318 million in the bank. So does that mean debts maybe? They've got, oh, wow. I wasn't aware of that. £804 million in debt, nearly £1 billion net debt. Wow. They have already spent 251 million though in the windows. That's probably why we've only got 5 million left. But once again, we'll see what we can do. It will be probably from next window that we will be selling in order to bring in. That's a lot though. Although they let go of 246 million, so they've net spend of 5 million. That doesn't seem an awful lot, does it, considering how many or what they brought in. So this squad, we know a lot of these players, like Heung-min Son, absolute fantastic play on that left hand side, can also play up front as well. But Romero as well, the defender, only 26, Argentinian and Spanish. Is there any Greek? We have got no Greek or Australian players in here, I do not think. No, there isn't. Okay, so that is something we will have to remedy over the coming seasons. Whether or not by the end of it we will have a full squad of Australian Greek players, but that will be the absolute aim, and hopefully maintain a top 6 finish. Kulilevsky, a right winger, I think he is. Looks pretty decent as well. For 24 years old. Yes, or cam player as well, actually. 21-year-old Udogi, left back. Lots of potential. Same with Sarr as well. Some of these players I would love to hang on to. Archie Gray, Odobert as well. Unfortunately, if we have players to come into them positions that are Australian Greek, they go in straight off the bat. So it's going to be a tough time for this Tottenham side. Things are going to be changing. So let's delve into the market, see if we can maybe offload anybody or even bring any players in and add to the squad some more. Right, our first window, and we do make a few signings. We also let go of a few players as well. Spencer's gone to Napoli for up to 8.25 million. A couple are out on loan. Well, a fair few out on loan since. And Ben Davis, he's gone to West Ham for 8.75. We tried to offload quite a few players whose contracts were running out in next year. It just wasn't working out for us, unfortunately, so we may have to wait until next year, possibly. However, we do bring in 3 players. One from PAOK, and that's Giannis Constantelius, a left winger. Good potential on him, very quick, and to be perfectly honest, he's not too bad. Good dribbling, first touch. He's already played a couple of games for us and he hasn't done too bad at all. So in order to get a Greece and Australian players in, these were really the best of a bad bunch that were available. So it might be different at the beginning of next season. So we'll see what happens. So yeah, we had to cross-reference between Australia and Greece. They couldn't do a scouting on them two nationalities because they were looking for one that could be dual nationality, and it just wasn't working out. We were getting nothing, so we had to do it individually, and it is a little bit of a pain and time consuming. But we also bring in Riley McGree, Australian from Middlesbrough, £7 million. Looks pretty decent. He can play on the left wing and he can also play midfield, where we will be playing him. Doesn't look that bad actually, stats wise. Again, probably the best of a bad bunch that we could see. We just need to get a couple of players in and get the ball rolling. And finally we bring in a forward from Panathinaikos for 8.5 million. That's Fotis Leonidis, Greek player. I think he was their forward. He doesn't look too bad actually. Physicals don't look too bad. Mental's not bad either. But we are going to be rocking this formation. I think it's the only one that really works with the players that we have got. And it kind of been a thumbs up from one of our coaches as well. It is positive. It is wing play. McCree into midfield is going to be playing as the Carrillo. We've got Constantelius and Leonidas up front. We're locking them in because we want them to get the game time this season. Otherwise, we would be having all the other Tottenham players in. So let's see what happens. I'm intrigued. We started off okay, actually, surprisingly. The friendlies were okay. Then we started against Liverpool. We lost 2-1 with a goal from Porro. But then we beat Ipswich. And then our striker, our new striker, which we got in just before the Man United game, and he scored a brace in a 2-1 victory. We were 2-0 up in that game. I'm impressed. I don't know whether that's down to the formation or not, but I'm impressed. We are in Europe as well, so we'll have a look at that group in a second. In fact, we'll go there now. We are lying 6th in the table so far, so I'm happy with that. We've drawn RSA, Ludogorets and Nice in the Europa League, and we've got Bristol City in the 3rd round of the Carabao. I'm still intrigued as to how well this is going to go. But the preview for this season, like Caesar's in 6th, 20-1 Twin League. So let's jump into season 1 and let's see if we can do better than what they're doing at the moment in real life, and see if we can obtain a top 6 finish, and more importantly, hopefully our players will improve. Oh dear, the season doesn't seem to have gone particularly well, has it? We finished below Manchester United still, so that's a pain. But look at they get into the the Champions League. I'm assuming they won the Europa League, finishing 9th. The top 9 are in Europe. That's half the league are in Europe next season. That's crazy. 13 wins, 19 losses. It's a bitter pill to swallow. This is going to be a very, very difficult challenge or rebuild using Australian and Greek players. However, hopefully with this window it should help us a little bit more. I think we just need to improve with them players if we bring any in. So yeah, disappointing 12th finish. Did we have anybody starring for us at all? I don't think so. We were very, very poor. In fact, our season was really bad. We managed to remain unbeaten right up until October. Well, 1 loss. So that's not too bad. And then it's just fallen apart. A win over Palace. December was horrendous. 3 wins though in April. That's nice. Finishing off with a loss, 2 losses in the last 3 games. We did beat Newcastle though, 3-1. Competitions, right, starting off with the Carabao Cup, we lost to Man City in the 4th round, losing 1-0. Not to be too scoffed about. Quarterfinals by Arsenal, don't really want to be doing that. We got absolutely smashed, 3-0. And the Europa League, we got to the round of 16, losing to AC Milan, 4-1. We got humbled, the round of 16. Well, so we must have qualified in the, we went through in the top of the groups, did we? Finishing top. That's not bad. Losing 1 game. 2 games, sorry. Real San Sebastian and Nice. Drew with Ludogorets, but beat... Oh, Nice, Ludogorets. Okay. Keep thinking it's the big, long league, but it wasn't, was it? Okay. So who actually won it in the end? It was Manchester United, so hence why they're in the Champions League. Squad, how did the players that we locked in? I'm hoping they have improved, which it doesn't look like they have. But our striker, though, he did get 18 goals. He hasn't improved at all, though, which is disappointing. But McGree, the Australian, doesn't look to have been too bad. But yeah, we have struggled there. Our striker did score the goals, but obviously I think the formation was appalling. We do need to change that. We need lots of money unless we have to sell. And we have been blessed with 57 million. So I'm guessing we could sign anybody we want to play alongside the players we have got. The ultimate aim is to get a full side of Australian Greek players. But somehow I don't think that could be possible. What do you guys think? So let's get on with this next window and see if we can spend this money, because we've got nearly 400 million in the bank, and see if we can find some hidden gems. So another busy window where we offloaded quite a few free players, and also we lose Heung-min Son. He's not getting much game time now, obviously, because we're bringing in other players. He's gone to Al Hilal for a moderate £30 million, so I'm very happy with that. And also we get to lose Richarlison as well for 9.75. Quite a few loanees going out as well, like Brian Gill. He's gone. We can't offload him. Same with Solomon. They've both gone to Napoli and Brentford respectively. We did manage to spend £93 million though, thanks to the 43 coming in, majority of that coming from Min Son. Players that we have got in, Luka Viskovic, he comes in as already a future transfer. There's nothing we could have done about that at all. Unfortunately, he's not going to get much game time, so he should be off on loan. We do bring in from Parma for £10 million, Alessandro Zacati, Australian centre-back. I'm not sure how well he's going to do. He did seem a little bit better than this. So again, 6'3", physical's not too bad, heading's quite good, he's got good marking skills, tackling I would like to see that a little bit more. We've also bring in Vangelis Pavlidis from Benfica, £22 million. Drijker, he looks superb now. He was with us on a 3-star. That's suddenly shot up, and so has some of his stats. 15 finishing, physical is fantastic, good decision making, off the ball is fantastic as well, same with her work rate as well. We also bring in Kostas Simkas from a PSG, £26 million, Greek left back. He's going to be coming in, slotting straight into that position. The only downside is he is 29 years old, so unless there's somebody better there, we're going to have to replace him eventually. We bring in Harry Suter from Leicester, £10 million. There wasn't very many Australians out there, unfortunately, but the few things that jumped out was jumping, 20, heading, 16, determination, 16 as well. But the 20 jumping, I'm hoping he's going to go into the opposition's box and head the ball into the goal. That's my theory, but we'll see what happens. And finally, we bring in from Vigo, Tosos Duvikas, £12.5 million, another striker. Again, a backup one. We are going 2 up front this season. It's got good finishing. Physicals aren't too bad. Stamina's 16, work rate 17, and he's pretty brave as well, 6 foot, and he will be as a pressing forward. So our formation currently is this. So we've got all our players that we've brought in so far, taking up the spaces. I would like to see these star ratings improve, and that will only improve if we do better than we did last season. And by looking at the sea of green, we are doing just that. Whether it's the change of formation, I don't know, but we batter Man City straight off the bat, 4-1 away from home as well, which is fantastic. Then we came back to earth with a 4-3 loss to Arsenal at home, and I think we were 2-0 down in this game before we even started playing. Newcastle, we thumped 4-0. Pavlidis scoring a brace in this one. Bristol Rovers in the Carabao Cup, we smashed them 5-2. And then West Brom 5-1. So we're not short of goals at the moment. but we have got a very tough month coming up with Liverpool and Manchester United, and then we have a reprieve for a couple of months where I'm expecting to win. If we can win these games here, Newcastle, Man City, I'm expecting to go on and beat some of these ones as well and have a better season. We are currently lying in 4th position. There's no European football, so that's another aim that we've got to get back this season. And we've got Peterborough or West Ham in the next round of the Carabao. Predictions for this season, I'm hoping it's going to be higher than last time. Well, about the same, 25-1. And I'm not seeing any of our players there just yet. Are we likely to see any of our players in this Dream 11 at some point? So let's jump into Season 2 and let's see if we can claw our way back into a European spot. Wow, this is a better season. We finished in 7th position and we won more than we lost, which is fantastic, which means we're going in the right direction. We amassed a total of 99 goals this season, 9 of them coming against West Brom, 8 against Everton and West Ham. We even scored 7 goals against Manchester United and City. 67 points, not that far off a higher place. I mean, 10 points off a Champions League spot, but we are in the Europa League next season, which is probably what we deserve. Did we claim any? Wow, we did. Pavlidis and Dufkis as well, leading goal scorers for the Golden Boot behind Haaland, 26 and 23 respectively. That's brilliant. Pavlidis as well, he gets most player of the match awards for our side, and Simcas as well, most assists, joint with Phil Foden. And Porro, 11 yellow cards, of course. Of course, that has to be in there somewhere. We are on a 4-game winning streak. Well, games without losing, unbeaten run, should I say. And we have an amassed and an average attendance of nearly 59,000 people. That's brilliant. Absolutely superb. I think that's a really, really good season. But what did we do competition-wise? We exited the 4th round by Fulham in the FA Cup 1-0. That is disappointing. I think our away form hasn't been that great though, to be fair. And again, the 4th round this time in the Carabao Cup, losing 2-0 to Arsenal. Considering we had no European football this season, I think more or less we concentrated on the league positioning, which we did get up to 6th before dropping down to 7th. We were 4th at one point looking at this. You know what, that's not bad at all. I think we've done reasonably well. We've been up and down, but definitely in this top half. Squad wise, let's have a quick look. The players that we've locked in. So Harry Suter, a defender, not too bad, 6.98. Could have done with a little bit better. Maybe there might be better defenders out there, I don't know. Sakati as well. He played 36 games. Simcas as well. What did he do for a left? He is now 30 years old, unfortunately. 15 assists. Wow, that's pretty good. McCree in midfield, 3 and 5. He's delighted. That's good. Constantitelias as well on the wing, 12 and 11. Not bad. It looks like he's reached his potential, but he is only 23 years old, so maybe there might be room for a bit more. Duvikas, 25 and 7 and 29 and 10 for Pavlidis. So if we go by goals, yeah, I mean, we have done really well. Kulevsky, he did pretty well as well, 11 and 10. Saar, did he get some game time? He did, 35. He looks extremely good. He is worth £91 million. Our goalkeeper, well, he did concede 70 goals in 42. We are conceding a lot of goals, that's for sure. It's not great. Finances, money next season. Oh, 62, nearly 63 million this time round. It's getting more going into season 3. As we carry on our purge of this Spurs side to sign Greek and Australian players, we offload another £134 million worth of talent out the door. £60 million Benteke has gone to Valencia for £60 million. £22.5 million Wolves pick up Dragusin, the defender. Real Madrid pick up Basuma for up to 25. £22 million Odobert to Ipswich, and Solomon, he's gone to Brentford for 13.75. We still have quite a lot of good players left in the team. Their contracts are on for another couple of seasons, and there will be pretty good backups to the side we are picking up. We do spend, however, £153 million. You're probably wondering how on earth. So we'll start off with Christos Mouzikitis from Olympiakos, £14.5 million. Midfielder or DM. Looks pretty decent. Nicely rounded player. Got good potential on him as well, and only 19 years old. I think he is going to be a star providing he gets the game time. We also bring in Connor Bradley, an Australian from Liverpool, £23 million. and he's going to be our right back. Very, very quick, and physicals don't look that bad at all. At 23 years old, I think he's a pretty sound signing. Christos Solis from Bayern Munich, £25 million to play on the left-hand side. He looks very, very good indeed. Pace as well. He's got good crossing. He can dribble the ball as well. And he's got a bit of flair as well to boot. So 24 years old. I think another excellent signing. West Ham let go Mavropanos for £45 million. Quite a lot of money. A defender, looks very solid indeed. Determination and bravery is almost at 20. He's got good jumping. He can head the ball. He's just a very, very all-rounder. He can't take a penalty, mind, or a free kick, and he can't finish, but he doesn't want to cross, and he can't do corners. I don't mind. I want him to go up for corners. I don't want to be taking free kicks or anything like that. But again, 6'4" though, 28 years old, however, so only a good few seasons, but probably one of the better ones out there. Finally, from Barcelona, Andreas Christensen, £45 million again, another midfielder, or he can play in defence. Very good mentally, physically not bad at all, but the only downside, he is 30 years old, so we may get 1 or 2 seasons out of him, but hopefully it'll help us climb that table in order to bring in some more class players in if we can. So with a side now, we've only got 1 or 2 positions now that are not covered by a Greek or Australian player, and everybody else is locked in. But we are going to be going with the 4-2-3-1 formation this season with 1 DM, and we're picking our youngster into the midfield, and Solis is going to be out on the left hand side with Konstantinos, the other youngster, in his cam. Hopefully that might suit him more. We've got off to a flyer. We smashed Liverpool 2-1. 2 goals from Pavlidis. 2 very late goals, in fact. We were 1-0 down. We came back and won that 2-1. We did lose to Manchester United 2-0 there. Højlund and Sancho scoring. But then we went and beat Fulham at home once more. So looks like our home form is looking pretty good for us at the moment. In the Europa League, we have Fiorentina, Rafkov, Girona, Salzburg, Ghent, Heidenheim, Red Star and Rangers. We are 9th in the table currently, 2 wins and a loss, and we are predicted around about 18th in the Europa League. And we've drawn Liverpool in the Carabao Cup. We've dropped a place in the media predictions. We're down to 7th, 25-1 still to win the league, and we've still got some tough teams ahead of us. So hopefully by season 5 we may break into that top 4, I'm hoping. But still nothing on the Dream 11, unfortunately. So let's jump into Season 3 and see where we get up to. I have to start with, just before we get into the 3rd season results, I made a blobby. Quite a big one, really. A £45 million one. In all essence, from Barcelona, Andreas Christensen. I signed him last season, and he's Danish. He's not Greek or Australian. So after realising what I did, I had to take him out the side. And whether or not he featured, I don't know. But he wasn't locked in at all in the end. And yeah, a massive blobby and a massive big money blobby as well. So that £45 million could have gone elsewhere. What a waste of money that was in the end. However, we did finish 6th in the table, even taking Andreas out and putting some other players in. I think may have been McCree, I'm not quite sure. We finished in 6th position for 65 points. We struggled, really struggled this season. Another poor season. I'm finding it really hard with these players to try and motivate them or trying to get them into any sort of form. But we do enter the Europa League once again, and we are some way off the leaders. Actually, to be fair, only 15 points off eventual winners Chelsea, and we're not that far off a Champions League spot as well. So we're almost there, but we are kind of struggling, and the players just are not good enough, unfortunately. We do get, however, Pavlidis 17 goals this season, so that's an added bonus for us. I don't think. Oh, and Simkis as well, 12 assists, most in the league. Okay, so there are maybe some good players that we have brought in. It's just the rest of the team letting us down. I don't think we're ever going to win the league, but you never know. 15 points off. I'm not sure if it was any closer last season, but 6th position. I'm quite happy with that, I guess, with all things considered. Speaking of the Europa League, we got knocked out in the round of 16. Benfica, I was going to say Sporting them. 2-0. 2-1-0 losses over the 2 legs. Disappointing, it has to be said. Round of 16. Oh, well, so we may have got a bit higher up. 3rd. We finished 3rd in the Europa League and couldn't progress. Where did Benfica 10th. Typical. We did beat Rakov, Girona, Salzburg, Ghent, Heidenheim and Red Star. We drew with Fiorentina and lost to Rangers. I mean, that relatively looks pretty decent until we got knocked out. The final was won by Aston Villa over Benfica, in fact. We got knocked out in the 4th round by Everton in the FA Cup, losing 2-1 away from home, and the 3rd round by Liverpool, the two Merseysiders. Again, away from home, 1-0 the result. Squad-wise, we picked by goals. 20 goals for Pavlidis. He's doing pretty well, actually. He is 28 years old. He has dropped off a fair bit, so that's maybe the change of formation again. I don't know, but maybe we play a couple at top again. 15 goals for Castelletelios in the cam position. That's not bad as well. That's pretty good. Kuleveski, he did get some game time. 44, 12 and 2. 10 and 11 for Zolis as well. Is he the left winger? Not bad in his first season. 17 assists for Simcas as well. That is absolutely superb. That's brilliant. Really is. And our goalkeeper, 59 conceded in 50 with 14 clean sheets. Not bad at all. So going into next season, finances, £60 million to spend. We have got 265 in the bank, so I am going to request some more. In fact, we can't, so I'll do it for next season instead. Okie dokie, where do we start in this window? £258 million gone. We've reduced the side down. We've hopefully got majority of the team now. If we pick our best 11, we will have 90% of them either Greek or Australian. So we're definitely on our way to getting a full squad of those players. So in the meantime, we had to offload quite a lot. We couldn't spend the money. That's the worst thing about it, because the players were quite cheap that we brought in. So let's start off with the outs first. We lose Van der Ven, Christensen, Johnson. We've lost Dogi, all going for almost nearly £200 million, though, if not, probably is actually 200 million. Solanke's gone also, Archie Gray and Villas as well. Few out on free and quite a few out on loan because we couldn't offload them, like Romero, Gill. We've even got Porro going out on loan as well. So hopefully next season it might boost our chances of selling them next year. However, the players that we brought in is quite a few. £170 million worth we've spent, and we've brought in nearly 10 players. I mean, it's just crazy. So Mandas, the first one, Real Hispalis, £14 million, a goalkeeper. We needed to get a goalkeeper. He was the best one there was, 25 years old. We also bring in Custias from Freiburg, £12 million. Another forward. He can play on the left and right wing as well. Looks pretty decent, actually. Triantis from Sunderland, £5 million. Pretty cheap defender backup. We've also bring in Cameron Devlin from Hearts, £10 million. Mentors look really nice to play in that midfield. We've also bring in another one from Freiburg, Sotrius Alexandropoulos. It's a bit of a mouthful, but again, midfielder, he looks superb actually. Physicals look really good and mentors not bad. Them star ratings do not do him justice at all. We also bring in Barkas from Utrecht as well, £13 million. Another goalkeeper, another backup goalkeeper. He's 33 years old though, so if the other one doesn't play, he can play in his stead, and they'll have to battle it out between the pair of them. From Atalanta, £32 million, Nestori Irakunda, Australian, right winger, left winger, and he can also play on top as well. His physicals look fantastic. Pace and acceleration. He's going to be able to run up that wing and also crossing. Wow. And finally from Toulouse, £23 million, Christian Valpato. Again, another winger, can play anywhere along that front line. So again, he's going to help us out some as well. The only thing about Iran Kunda, he's already played for 2 clubs in this season, so he can't play this season. So hopefully he'll be with us next year. We've gone to a 4-2-3-1, kind of a basic one really, to be fair. A tick attacker, I think it is. And I don't like that goalkeeper on that, so we'll have him on support. So if we pick our best 11, that's when it comes out. So Pavlidis, Konstantelius, Kuleveski comes in with Madison on the right hand side, and Saar comes in. They're the only 2 players really outside the Australian-Greek quota. We're going to leave it as it is, because if they're shown as the better players. We tried to offload Madison and Saar. I'm not sure if we did try to offload him maybe next season, because he is worth quite a bit of money. But yeah, it's not looking that far off. And we've kind of had an indifferent start to the season. Friendlies were quite good. We scored goals. We didn't lose. We started the campaign in the Premiership with a smashing 6-0 victory over Norwich. Absolutely superb. Then we played West Ham and lost 2-1 away from home. We beat Wolves at home 3-2 and drew with Bournemouth away from home. So that was an improved result. And we've got Manchester United in the third round of the Carabao Cup. So that's nice. So the Europa League, we've drawn Lazio, Ludogorets, Dinamo, AZ, Slavan Bratislava, Real Hispalis, with Rennes and Porto bringing up the rear. We are lying in 6th position, so it's our best start to a season yet. 22nd in the Europa League standings. Currently, I'm expecting to go through as a top 8 finish. Confirmation of Man United in the Carabao Cup. So if we have a look at our preview, we've dropped again 50-1. It's not surprising really, to be fair. We haven't got really that great of players there as Man City, and I'm guessing it's Arsenal who have... Liverpool got Verts. Wow, okay. Wonder if we'll ever get one in that Dream 11 at all. So let's simulate our 4th season and see what happens. Well, this has to go down as one of the worst seasons to date. We managed to get a full side and now we're in 11th position. We're really going to struggle to get anywhere near the top. But however, the one good thing we have got next season, going into the final season that is, we've got Champions League football, which means we have won the Europa League. Consolation considering where we are, 52 points. I mean, last season we had 65, we had 67 before. Yeah, we haven't, we finished 12th that season as well. That was a poor season. Who did we finish above? Everton. That's kind of nice. So Brentford, Forest and Sunderland go down, but Liverpool in the league. 3 losses. Well, we didn't beat them. Arsenal lost 13 games, including one against us. How do you lose 13 games and finish 3rd? That's mad, although they didn't draw many games at all. But ourselves, 10 draws, 14 wins, 14 losses. That's a dire season that is. Pavlidis gets 15 goals, so no golden boot win there. Anybody else? No, we're not even close on anything else apart from average attendance, but that is about it. But that's a very poor season. I'm disgusted. We're going to have to rethink going into the final season, that's for sure. So the league phase in the Europa League then, we did finish in 5th position. 6 wins, Porto, Real Hispalis, Slavan Bratislava, Dinamo, Ludogorets, Lazio, and drew with Rennes and AZ. Unbeaten along with 4 other teams. We go straight into the round of 16 where we play Genk and absolutely mauled them 10-3 thanks to an 8-1 victory in the second leg. Quarterfinals, we played Newcastle, beat them 6-5. So another good result. Semis, we played Lazio and thrashed them 5-2. And then in the final, we played Rennes and beat them on penalties. Nice victory that is, even though if it is on penalties. We didn't concede that many goals either, actually. So that's pretty good. The FA Cup, we got knocked out by Liverpool at the quarter-final stage 2-1, and we were at home as well. And the 4th round by West Brom in the Carabao Cup. 4-1. Wow. Did they go and win it? No, they didn't. Our squad then, which is majority Greek and Australian. Now there's just the odd few players now that are like Saar. He looks absolutely phenomenal. Done really well for us. So 29 goals then, Pavlidis in all competitions with 3 assists. Kudaveski, 14 and 6. 12 and 8 for Giannis. 25 now. Saar, 10 and 16, which is good. 8 and 7 for Solis. Not that great. So which suggests we may have to just switch that formation up a little bit, I think. 11 assists for Mouzakis as well. 7 there, 5. Everybody getting some involvement, but a few players didn't get some game time, like our other goalkeeper and the Australian at Nestri, who will be available this season, I'm hoping, and Devlin as well, which I'm quite surprised. But 21 clean sheets for our Greek goalkeeper. I'm happy with that. So going into the final season, Champions League afoot, we need to improve vastly on the standings in the league, and we need to do something about the formation because it clearly is not working for us. So finances, wow, we have been boosted with £90 million. It's going to be another difficult season to bring these players in, I think. I don't know where we can improve, but this is going to be somewhat difficult, I think. Right then, before we get with the transfers in, as you can see, we bought in quite a lot of players. And we'll start with the transfers out because we let go of the rest of the players that were non-Australian or Greek nationality. So the first off is £84 million. Saar has gone to Bayern Munich. Liverpool pick up Romero, the defender, for £58 million. We also lose our right back Porro to Chelsea £40 million. And Conor Bradley, which I think I made another blobby like I did in the last one. He's actually Irish, so I don't know why I picked him up when I did. We've even made a loss on him as well, so we eventually let him go as well, and a couple of other players have gone also, and a few have gone out on loan, including Ioannidis and McCree. They're not getting much game time. Vicaro's gone, we couldn't offload him, so he's gone out on loan. Same with Kuleveski and Gill, players that nobody wanted to come in and buy, unfortunately, or they couldn't agree a fee or a contract, so out on loan they go. Hopefully it won't come to bite us on the bum, but we'll see what happens. But with the transfers in, £41 million, we couldn't spend the money. If I show you very quickly, if we look up players, and if we do a search, so ignore the goalkeeper bit. So if I just search for Greek players only, we're going full up to the maximum. Anybody is possible here. There's nobody any good, really, that can come in and improve the side. We've got so many left backs, and they're the other ones that are coming up at the moment. But apart from that, it's awful. That's what's been so difficult. And with Australian players, it's even worse. That's what we have. It's not a lot. I mean, there's this guy here, he's 27 years old. We've got a couple of wingers already, up to £2 million. They're not very expensive either, so not very well established in the world, unfortunately. However, that's what we had to deal with. So if we go back to the £41 million, we did spend Jordan Boss from Reims £60 million. We wanted a left back. He looks pretty good, actually. Australian, probably one of the better Australians that we've managed to find in this rebuild. He looks superb. I'm not sure if he's going to get the game time, but I'm hoping he does. At 25 years old. We also bring him, ignore these other ones because I think they're just for the youth side, I think. 19 years old, yeah, I guess he is. He looks pretty decent, actually, to be fair. He looks quite good at 19. Wow. But we bring in from Olympiacos, £8 million, Andreas Endoj, a centre-back or a DM or midfielder. Very versatile. Again, 25 years old. We got Georgios Virginidis from Como, £2 million, a right back. Because we lost Conor Bradley, we had to get somebody in pretty pronto. And pace and acceleration, wow, them stars do not do them justice at all, I don't think. £8 million for Teres Sakigranis from Panathinaikos, a left winger. Again, pretty decent. Some of these players look quite good, actually. They can play midfield as well. We also bring in from Hertha, £5 million, Christoph Kofadelis. Midfielder, again, plenty of players that can come in and do the job for us. We also spend a couple of more youngsters. From Strasbourg for £1 million, we're bringing a goalkeeper, Odysseus Vlachodimos. Again, another decent goalkeeper where the star ratings does not do them justice at all. And a couple of other players that have gone to the youth team. So if we have a look at our squad now, it's all Greek and Australian, and we have struggled to get them all registered. And that is mainly because we can only sign a maximum of 25, and 8 of them have got to be homegrown. And as you can see, we've had to register some homegrown players in here, otherwise we just won't fill out a quota. So yeah, it's kind of a bit of a pain. But we are going to revert to a formation I've used with Union Berlin, where we were quite successful with that. It's a revival tactic, and you can get this tactic from the website kofi.com/IlsonCatGaming, where the file will be on there if you so wish to purchase it for a very minimal fee, less than a cup of coffee. So yeah, even if it's just for the tactic, it will be there. So yeah, it's been a difficult ride so far, but that's what we're going with. If we pick our best 11, it's all Greek or Australian footballers, which is fantastic, and that's what we were aiming to do from the off. And to be perfectly honest, without the bigger players there like Saar and Porro, with the player ratings on some of them look pretty decent. So we've started the campaign against Norwich with a 3-2 victory. Then we played the Sam Club Challenge Cup, ATP. I'm not sure where that went actually, but we win that 2-0. Is that a trophy? I wonder if that's a trophy, you know. Have we won? Yeah, we're title holders. We've won another trophy. Excellent. I didn't even know. But the UEFA Super Cup, where we played the Champions League winners Real Madrid, we lost 2-1, which isn't a bad result, really. We were 1-0 up in that game as well, so it's quite unfortunate we couldn't hold on. Then we took our first loss against Manchester United away from home, Rashford scoring after 14 minutes. And then we've on a little bit of a run. 3 wins on the bounce. Everton, West Brom and QPR in the Carabao Cup. Champions League, we have been drawn against Leipzig, Basel, Fenerbahce, Bayern Munich, Ajax, Lens, Dortmund and Barcelona. We'll see what happens on that one, I think. We are currently lying 3rd in the table. That's brilliant. And we're 21st expected in the Champions League. Let's have a final look at where we are predicted to finish. See if we're any higher. That's past positions. Don't know why I've clicked on that. Preview. Okay, 10th. 100 to 1. Odds have got worse. I have to say this has been probably one of the, I won't say the worst rebuilds I've ever done, but one of the most challenging I expect. So, yeah, it's quite a difficult one, to be fair. But one I've kind of relished because you concentrate on the certain type of players or certain nationality players. So let's jump into our final seasons. Let's see if we can capitalise on that one trophy we won so far. See if we can get a better position in the league and see if we can win a cup competition. That would be quite nice to finish things off. Despite a formation change to steady the ship a little bit and improve the side, we finished a credible 8th in the end. We did lose 13 games, did make up 21 wins, 67 points. I think that's the best we've had all 5 seasons. 52 that one, 65, 67 second season. So yeah, 67 easily our best, but yeah, it's disappointing to be that far down, but we are still rebuilding and the side now is all Greek and Australian, and I think that's quite a good showing. Disappointing not to get further up the table, but we do have Europa League football next season. There's no Conference League, I don't think. That could mean we've won something else. That would be quite amazing. It's definitely not the Champions League because we were in that. It was in fact the FA Cup. We steal it very earlier on, and in the 19th minute, 20th minute, we go 1-0 ahead. We beat Man City in the final of the FA Cup. How amazing is that? We tie it all up in the 91st minute, so there's no way back for Man City at that point. But as you can see, we were quite dominant. I think that's been the story all season, really. We just need to put the ball in the back of the net, but that's not bad. 8 shots to Man City's 4. We had half of them on target. Man City didn't have any on target, although they did have an XG of 0.83. That is another trophy to go alongside the South American Club Challenge. But as you can see, the other trophies, runners-up in the Champions League, runners-up in the UEFA Super Cup, we know that at the beginning of the season, and runners-up in the Carabao Cup. So despite finishing 8th in the table, we did pretty well cup-wise. Maybe that formation is a cup formation, I don't know, but that is what a turnaround. Start off with the Carabao Cup first. Who did we play in the final? Newcastle. We lost 2-1 in the end. The UEFA Super Cup, we know about that. I think it was Real Madrid, wasn't it? It was 2-1. So, I mean, they have been pretty close. And the Champions League, we finished 14th position in the league phase, losing 3 games for Barcelona, Fenerbahce and Leipzig. We drew with Bayern and we beat Dortmund, Lens, Ajax and Basel without conceding a goal as well. That's pretty decent. 13 points, 3 points off an automatic bye to the round of 16. So we're going to the playoff round where we played Lyon and beat them 3-2. Round of 16, we played Sevilla and beat them 5-2. Quarterfinals, we disposed of PSG. Wow, 5-4, despite losing the second leg. And the semi-finals, we beat Real Madrid. We got our own back on them. We beat them 4-3. Again, despite losing the second leg 3-2. So that means we played Bayern in the final, who disposed of Man City, and we lost 1-0. That's a shame. Real shame. So we lost all finals just. I mean, that is pretty impressive. What would have happened if we won all them trophies? That would have been quite amazing. That formation is quite formidable. But our squad, though, as you can see, it's all Australian or Greek players. Looking pretty good, majority of them. 84 goals conceded by Mardasso in goal. That stands out plenty. And he did have 22 clean sheets. 32 goals for Pavlidis as well with 7. 20 and 8 for Solis. 18 and 9 for Giannis. Valpato as well, 15 and 14, 12 and 15 for Irankunda. He's done really well since could play for us, became eligible. That's pretty decent, isn't it? Oh, look at that. Simcast as well, 18 assists along with 5 goals. Another season with a couple of more players possibly, I don't know. Could be quite interesting. I would like to go for the league next time around, but it's been pretty long getting to this point, that's for sure. So if you do decide to take this file on, again, it can be found on kofi.com/IlsonCatGaming. You will have £110 million to play with. That's more than enough. And look at the bank balance, 663 million. You may want to take the team another direction as to what we've done here. It just seems like we've done a lot a little bit too late, I think. Waited to the final season before it all clicked. But it has been a painful ride. Before we go, did we break any records? I'm not expecting so. Oh, we did. High skate receipts, 2.95 against Bayern in the final. No, league phase, sorry, against Bayern. Not the final then. There was one there, highest average rating by Pavlidis, 7.37. Most assists by player, 18. That's last season, isn't it? Simcas. Didn't break Pat Jennings's clean sheet record. We got 22. Most player of the match was Saar while he was still with us. And nothing else there by looks of things. Signings, doubt it. No, didn't break anything else. So very disappointing. Well, we did break one or two. That is about it. So if you've managed to watch this far, thank you very much for your support. It is more than appreciated. And it's been a difficult rebuild, just building with Greek and Australian signings. And then finally we managed to get a whole side with just Greek and Australian players. We still got a high reputation though. That's pretty good. We managed to build one hell of a war chest as well in the bank at least anyway. But yeah, disappointed we didn't do anything more than that. We did win the South American Club Challenge, we did win the FA Cup, and we did win another competition as well. I think we won 3 competitions. I think it was the Europa League maybe, and we got to the final of the Champions League, the final season. Another couple of seasons I think we would be challenging for the league, but league-wise, it has been poor, and yeah, it's a bit of a bump down to earth. Not everything works out, as you know, and in this case, it definitely did not. So, if you enjoyed that, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Let me know down in the comments below if you'd like to see any more rebuilds like this, where we sign specific nations, specific players, or something like that. Just let me know. And until the next rebuild, thank you very much for watching. Thank you.